What year is it?
1967.
It's beautiful. We're all admiring it, man. It looks good.
That's a good looking car.
Thanks, man. Oh, yeah. Very cool. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. And in today's video, I'm going to answer the question that so many of you have been asking me in the DMs. Do I think Dodge is going to do a redesign for 2022? There's all kinds of articles out there and lots of chatter, and everybody's doing a video on this, so I was trying not to. But for some reason, you guys want my opinion. And considering I just bought a 2021, it's kind of personal to me. If they did do a redesign, it's going to kind of tick me off. But I have my opinions on this whole thing that I'll share with you all from a business person's perspective. But first, I got to go watch the Lambo. And sorry to do this to you all, but I'm going to take you with me in that thing today because I already watched that. I got to get that thing cleaned up. So I know it's a little sacrilegious to talk about Dodge while driving the Lambo, but we're going to do that. But first, let's roll that intro.
With a piece in my hand and bloodshot eyes, I walked to the water for a last goodbye. He begged so much, it clouded my mind. One thing's clear, the man's gotta die. Might makes right, so he said, when he held all the keys over our head. I lived in that grip, but now he'll learn at the end with the tables turned. Lord, forgive me and take me on down the
So let's get right into it. So, of course, why? Look at all these kids. That's all, they love the Lambo. Anyway, so why would Dodge redesign the Dodge Charger? Now, everybody's going to say what is all over the internet, which is it's not been changed much in all the years that it's been around. And that's true. It's not changed that much. Very subtle changes, because if something's working, why would you change it? I mean, it's working great. And the cost, the development costs and expense behind a full redesign, they're massive. And if you look at just the economy we've been in just in the last 2 years, it's not been conducive to a full redesign budget, especially with all the pressure for the EVs right now. I would say that every car manufacturer in the world right now doesn't know whether to go blind or wind their watch when it comes to what to do next. And I believe they're spending lots and lots of time trying to figure it out. And here's why. Because this big push to EVs is something that is not massively popular with the populace, especially in North America, because we love these things a lot. And to all of a sudden give us no option to have these high horsepower, fun, internal combustion engine cars would potentially be devastating to the balance sheets of these big companies. So to do a redesign right now while they're trying to figure out what the hell to do with everything else wouldn't make a lot of sense. On top of that, if you just look at the supply chain issues, and I flew on a plane recently, and as we were leaving Southern California for St. Louis, you could see outside the port of Long Beach a line of enormous container ships for miles and miles and miles, because they don't have the people to unload those ships. And the supply chain is still suffering when it comes to some electronic parts as well as other parts. So some stocks that I've bought recently are tied towards car parts, because I believe that once the market reopens, there will be a premium tied not only to the need for these parts and the demand for these parts, but the inflation of everything in America right now. So I believe to go through a redesign would make no sense, considering that they can't even get the parts for the existing cars. Imagine what it used to be like. So if you wanted to buy a 2022 car in 2021, you would usually be able to do that, even get standing inventory around middle of the year as cars started to show up with the next year model. Now, here we are, and I'm just talking about prior years, but now here we are in 2021, looking at 2022 cars, and we can't even order them. They're telling us October 6th we can put an order in. Why wouldn't they take an order now? And I would say the reason why is fulfillment. Remember, they have to have the parts to build these cars. They have to have the microchips to be able to make these cars work. So the challenge that they've got right now is just simply delivering the cars to the demand that currently exists. So to go and make a change would almost be like blowing an opportunity. So the best way to look at this is to do a redesign, even a slight redesign of a car that is as popular as a Dodge Charger or Challenger would really be for the purpose of spurring sales. The challenge is, if you look at year-over-year sales of even the Challenger, in 2020 they started to drop, in 2021 they started to drop. Now, if it wasn't for a pandemic and I'm sitting in a boardroom, I would think, oh man, people don't like these cars. The problem is they've choked off the market with supply, forcing all of us into being willing to pay more for these cars than we've ever paid before. So why would they do a redesign to spur sales that they can't even meet the demand for? It wouldn't make any sense. Now, if I'm wrong and they announce in a few weeks some massive changes to the Chargers and the Challengers, I'll do another video while I'm eating one of my shoes with salt and pepper on it, maybe adding some ketchup, because I like ketchup. But I doubt that's going to happen. So all these articles out there that are saying there's going to be a redesign, there's going to be no door handles, or they're going to do some body changes, or they're going to bring out the CUDA. No, they're not. Here's what it comes down to. If you look at just what's been going on with the EV hype out there, if you go back to, let's just say March of 2020, and you look at the stock price of Stellantis, and every company in America, it was in the toilet. And then it came back. And right now, Stellantis is running around that $20 range. And if you look at just over the last 6 months, even a year, it's just, ever since it recovered, it's been bouncing around that same level. So they really don't need to do anything dramatic other than figure out this EV thing. Because if you look at what happened when they announced EVs, I think it was July 8th-ish, when they announced, I'll put it on the screen, when they announced that they're going to bring this electric muscle car, their stock went up on July 9th and went back down on July 10th, and then started to recover. And it started to recover because everyone started to realize what we all know, which is Dodge, Stellantis, they're going to slow walk this whole EV thing. They're going to slow walk it behind everybody else. They're going to let everyone go first, I believe, and based on the articles on Wall Street that are tied towards this company's financials, is they're going to do so much more with EVs across the planet, other places, before they start messing with the United States. They're going to meet compliance requirements and the 20% of the cars or whatever the requirements are they're going to be coming up with. They're going to deliver a model or two that are going to be hybrid, and they're going to have these electric motors in them. No question, that's going to happen. But they're still going to be offering these gas engines. So there's a whole bunch of time to do some redesigns to really juice the internal combustion engine cars for some fat profit before they ever do get forced into this really expensive EV land, which, if you read about Stellantis, they have an entire goal and target to reduce the cost of these batteries by, I think it was 40% or something. I mean, to get the cost super low so that they can, at least when they deliver these electric cars or hybrid battery operated cars, that they're at least affordable. Because right now they're not, as I shared in one of my other videos. So they've got a lot of work to do to figure that out. So I would imagine sometime between now and 2024, yeah, they're going to do a refresh. They're going to maybe do a slight redesign, maybe even a full redesign, just to really bounce that stock price, to really bounce sales through the ceiling, to be able to survive the electric car apocalypse that's coming. And I hate to use that level of language, but the reality of it is none of us are excited about electric cars. I mean, if you are, good for you, but I'm not sitting here going, well, I can't wait till they give me an electric car. Can't wait till they get rid of my super loud exhaust. Boy, I can't wait till they have regenerative brakes. Like, if I wanted that, I can go buy that today. I can afford to go buy a Tesla. I can afford to go buy a Plaid. Somebody asked me the other day, why don't you buy a Plaid? I don't want a Plaid. One, I don't think they look that great. And two, it's $150,000 and it doesn't make loud, cool sounds like these things do. So in closing, everybody, I would not read any more articles, watch any more videos about any redesigns coming for the Dodge Chargers and Challengers anytime soon. Stellantis has their hands full with figuring this EV thing out, maintaining a stable balance sheet, launching all the EVs in all the other countries where they want them, and frankly will accept them a heck of a lot faster, and then figuring out how to just simply comply with all the crazy regulations that are coming in the United States when it comes to just being able to keep delivering these internal combustion engine cars and meeting the requirements for some of these electric cars. But I'll put some articles in my description below that you can read that pretty much says Stellantis for North America are going to slow walk the hell out of this electric car thing. And I think you can see a redesign in the next 2 or 3 years for sure of the Charger Challengers. Right now, all they want to do is get some cars onto the dealership floor because they know no matter what they do to those cars, we're going to show up to buy them. With no change, no nothing, we're going to show up, line up with our checkbooks in hand, and buy the heck out of those cars. Just like I'm waiting for my 2022. No, they're not going to change the Uconnect in the car. I mean, that'd be cool. It might be one of the first things they end up doing before they start messing with the body too much, like they did in the Durango. But the reality of it is we don't buy that car for the Uconnect. We buy that car because it makes all kinds of cool sounds and goes really, really fast. So with that, everybody, hopefully this was somewhat informative and helpful and gets you off of this this hope and belief. But hey, if it happens, cool. I'll be a little ticked off because I just bought a 2021, but that's okay. I'll figure out how to go buy another 2022 Charger, maybe. I don't know, who knows. Anyways, please like, subscribe, comment, stay motivated, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Let's go wash up this Lamborghini first.